It's a baking hot day, but I want you to come and golf with me. I'm going to answer a few of your questions, hit a few shots myself, and see where we end up, what you can learn from it. So the first hole we are on is a par 5. It's 565 yards and it's got a dog leg to the left. We've got trees on the right. We have some bunkers if you want to cut the corner that are sort of blocking it, but they're like a 280 carry, something like that. You don't always have to hit a driver, all right? Sometimes an iron or a hybrid or a fairway wood is going to serve you well on a par 5. And if the driver is either not working too well for you or there's a risk of danger and you still know that you're not going to get on in 2 in a par 5, just play safe because you're going to make more pars that way. But if you like the driver and you got a bit of room, go for it. It's fine. You're just trying to make sure that you can land in the right spot. Here we have the main sort of drive. I'm actually going to try and cut the corner, but every single time I'm always going to draw my target line here. Okay, now because I do want to get on in 2 here, I want to get a little bit more power out of this shot. So one of the tweaks that I do to get a little bit more yardage, I actually tuck in my right arm a little bit because sometimes I get a little bit flared here, and I'm going to make sure that I keep the width on the backswing. Right? And I'm going to rotate through. But a little secret move that you might be able to spot, it sort of starts on the transition like this. I actually feel that just as I'm completing my backswing, I'm sort of squeezing the core down. That there is my sort of trigger to move back in the right direction with a bit more oomph. So without further ado, let's give it a whack. So we just missed the fairway here. It was a decent drive, well, a little bit loose, but we've got like 100 and perhaps 85 yards, 190 yards to the green, but we're in the rough. I want to still make a solid contact, and the mistake a lot of people make is not really making an adjustment when it comes to being in the rough. We want to have a steeper angle of attack because otherwise the ball gets stuck in the grass behind the ball, taking off distance, taking off height. So all I want you to do, right, stand closer, grip down it a little bit, club up, just maybe one club because you don't want to have too much steepness, right? Now, all you do by that, you're just going to have a slightly steeper angle of attack. Keep your chest over the ball and then be positive through it, okay? Can't quite tell where that ended up, but I think it's on the green, or pretty close to it anyway. So here we are, a little putt. I don't try and aim too much. I don't take too long. Pick my line. Be positive. Ah, almost. Next hole, par 4. It's not a particularly long one. It's like 375, but it's narrow. It goes uphill. There's a creek. Now, regardless of what distances you hit, you have to always understand, like, is there a benefit to hitting a longer club? Sometimes there isn't. What do we need to do to put us in the good spot? And that's the thing, really, a tee shot is not just to hit it further, it's to put us in a specific spot. So no matter what club you're hitting, you have to choose your target. Because if you just stand up and swing, you're just guessing at golf, and that's going to suck for your results. You're going to get annoyed. So choose your club, be confident, pick your target. And all you need to do, because my objective here is to hit the fairway, I don't need to go for a big powerful swing, but I'm just gonna put it down there. The winds bring it back a little bit, hopefully. Yeah, we're in a good spot. Let's go find it. Okay, here we are. We've got like 80, 90 yards, all uphill. The green has a big tier on it. I think the white flag means it's at the back. what most of you would do, you won't adjust for the type of shot you're going to hit. So you'll think, well, okay, 80, 90 yards, sand wedge, fine. You'll pick up your sand wedge. But when we're on an upslope like this, it's going to add loft, okay? So what often happens is you think, okay, I need to sort of give this a little bit extra to get it there. And what can happen is we sort of lunge into it a bit and get a little bit steeper and can even chunk it because we're trying to get a little bit more oomph. So one of the easiest things you can do, especially with shorter shots like this, is just club up and almost feel like you're brushing it up the slope. Less force, less effort, a bit more consistency. Kind of feel like you're making a big chip shot almost, a little less wrists, and just brush it through to make sure you get it far enough. Because most of the time, people are missing short here. And you're gonna do this on every shot when you're on a slope. Put your feet together and step down the slope, okay? Then you're going to match the slope with your hips and shoulders, and then you're going to execute and just, we're not trying to take a big divot, we're just following the slope. So it's a pitch shot, but it feels like a big chip shot almost, because I've got a pitching wedge here. So I do not have to hit this full by any means, but I'm just going to just brush it up the top, staying in balance. And I think that turned out quite well. There's the shot. That's where it ended up. A little bit long, all right? I probably did club up a little bit too much. I mean, here's where it landed. You know, with a more lofty club, maybe it would have spun back a little bit. Even though I've got a horrible putt here, it's certainly better than being in the bunker or missing too short and the ball rolling back down the fairway and stuff. So it was a safer play, but it turned out okay. And I've still got a birdie putt, even though it does suck down this slope. I had someone ask me about a downhill putt. Should you try and strike it out of the toe? Because I've seen a couple of pros do it on very fast greens. And it is something that I certainly encourage you to try. It's sort of a bit of an old school thing, a little bit more than anything. But when we strike it out of the toe of the putter, it's sort of out of the sweet spot a little bit. So we get a slightly dead hit off it. So if we are worried about hitting it too far, having that slightly off-center hit is just going to take off a little bit of the oomph. So we can just set it rolling down the green. It'll be interesting to see how this turns out. So I am going to set up out the toe, but here we go. Turn, turn, turn. Okay, yes, you can see that was a very fast putt, a little bit too fast. you don't always have to, but I do use the lines on the ball to try and give me a good starting point. There is a problem with that though, is it can detract from the distance you're trying to hit. And also if you don't get the line wrong, if you don't get the line right, you might miss the putt. But fortunately, I didn't there. So what I want you to do, club up, because we want to make sure we get to the back of the green. Now, as we're looking at the hole, there's not much to sort of pick out because all I'm seeing is trouble. We've got all the fairway rolling back towards us. We've got the bunker. I need to make sure that I'm going to go long enough. It's 180 yards uphill. I'm just going to try and hit a little 7-iron up there. I want to get height on it because it is very much uphill. I'm going to make sure I tee it up. Please tee it up on par threes. Jack Nicklaus was one of his main tips that he still gives to amateurs is tee it up on par threes. He does it, and I think you should do. Now I'm going to tee it up a little bit higher because I want to make sure that I get ball first, okay, then the turf, because I want to compress this but still get a little bit of height. I'm going to make sure I swing smooth but commit. And the key is I've got to choose a very specific point in the distance, not the flag, not the green, because I can't see it really, a tree, a mark in the tree that is at and over the back of the green. That's my focal point. So I'm going to draw my line all the way back and I'm going to just execute the shot there. I'm going to grip down it a little bit because this is going to be a little bit long potentially, but I'm just going to make sure that I complete my swing and swing through. We ended up on the green. We got a basic birdie putt here. It's a bit slopey, but all I'm going to try and do is focus on the pace. Nothing else. I'm going to make sure that I'm too soft, too hard, just right. That's the objective with this putt, just to make sure I don't do anything stupid. But maybe it'll go in, maybe it won't. But I'm happy enough with that result. It's a difficult par 3. I made par. Take those pointers, put them into practice. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for golfing with me. Check out the Art of Simple Golf Club below for a free trial where you can see loads of lessons like this and a ton more that give you the support you want to play your best, most enjoyable golf. I'm going to go and take a very cold shower because I'm dying out here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.